Please contribute. It really helps my independent, honest journalism.
It's 3.5 years since the Hyundai Ioniq 5 was first sold in Australia. Now, thankfully, numbers available for sale are not super limited like they were back then. However, there's one big difference to 2021. There are so many more electric cars available in Australia. Can the Ioniq 5 compete with them? Even though it has futuristic good looks that still stand the test of time, it's expensive. More than 80,000 drive away in New South Wales for this extended range Ioniq version. Can it compete and sell in decent numbers compared to the other electric cars out on the market made in China, including, of course, the all-time popular Tesla Model Y?
I drove this media-loan car for a week around Sydney to tell you what I like and dislike about it. I've also got extensive experience driving an Ioniq 5 all-wheel drive version from last year for over 4,000 kilometres between Victoria and South Australia return. It's an exceptional station wagon electric car. I know it's called an SUV technically. One thing I've always liked about the Hyundai Ioniq 5 is its top DC fast charging rate. The Chinese cars are catching up, but this Ioniq series has had super fast charging for a long time. This is an old video from 2 years ago where I charged a previous version of the Ioniq 5 at EV Sutton Forest. As you can see, the peak charging rate is well over 230 kilowatts, which is way faster than many electric cars sold even new now. Check the specifications and you'll find a lot of the new Chinese electric cars only DC fast charge at a peak of up to 80 or 100 kilowatts rate. While I love the DC fast charging rate, the actual location of the Ioniq 5 charging port in the back right-hand corner is a bit of a pain when you need to line up two charging cables, especially when you're street parking parallel. If you have a home driveway or garage and are going to charge this car at home 90% of the time, then it doesn't matter. A lot of modern electric cars only have one big screen in the center, and I don't like that. Why not have nice long screens instead with driver information and apps available on clear to see screens, as well as lovely buttons and switches underneath for easy controls without having to look at the screen and touch it while driving. Many parts of Australia are currently in drought, so they're probably not thinking about rain, but in Sydney it's been raining a lot, so I'm really glad that the Hyundai Ioniq 5 finally has a rear windshield wiper. Thank God. It would have been nice though if it was hidden underneath the rear spoiler for aesthetic reasons, and also because that would block the rear vision of the driver a lot less. However, I can deal with the current location, it's fine and practical enough. In my opinion, Hyundai and Kia, its sister company, have the best regenerative braking controls in the market for electric cars, and you can control them via these flappy paddles on the left and right hand side just behind the steering wheel. As you can see in the top right hand corner, it changes the levels of regenerative braking strength all the way to max I-pedal, which is the setting that I prefer best. As I mentioned before, I like the storage space in the Ioniq 5, accessible via a nice big hatch so you can fit in things of all different shapes and sizes. This is what the boot looks like. Let's zoom in and have a look more closely. There's a good cargo cover, very sturdy and thick, so nobody will be able to see what's underneath it. On the left-hand side, you have a 12-volt, 180-watt power socket, which could be handy for running a car fridge. On the right-hand side, you have the manual emergency release for the DC fast charging port in case it gets stuck and you need to release it. Let's have a look under the boot floor and see what we find. There's unfortunately not enough space for putting a third-party space saver wheel. However, there is a standard PowerPoint EV charging cable, and that supports the full 10 amps, or it's customizable via buttons to use 8 amps or 6 amps, which is nice. And there's also a tire mobility kit of goo in case you get a tire puncture, but I really wouldn't recommend using that unless you absolutely have to, because it can ruin a tire and make it hard to fix. Underneath the front hood, you'll find a nice storage space front trunk. Not all electric cars have this. For example, the Xpeng G6 doesn't. In here, you could put takeaway food, perhaps, that is a bit smelly, or sports shoes and equipment that you don't want to mess up the boot. Whatever you want, just use it. Now, as you can see, my weekly shopping from Marrickville Metro fitted in very easily, as well as my shopping trolley. I had heaps of room spare. I think it's a great car for family living. One advantage that Hyundai and its sister company Kia have is really excellent software. It's refined and reliable. All you need to do is turn off the bing and bong sounds that are mandated by Australian and European laws, and otherwise the software will work perfectly. And there's lots of safety features which mean that your family will be protected in case of emergencies. In comparison, a lot of Chinese electric car manufacturers, it feels like they're using Australian buyers as beta testers because the software is a bit flaky. The user interfaces are often a bit strange. The sounds that the car makes are often not appropriate. I'm sure they'll improve, but for the moment, Hyundai and Kia make a much nicer software experience. So what's the overall verdict? I'm conflicted because I really like the Hyundai Ioniq 5. It is a super pleasant driving experience, and if you've got the money, you will not be displeased with it. However, we're in a cost of living crisis, and unfortunately, Hyundai has a huge cost base. It has to pay its workers a lot more than the Chinese electric car manufacturers have to do. So it never will be as cheap as those brands. At the current pricing, I can't see the Hyundai Ioniq 5 selling more than the roughly 1,000 electric cars they sold in Australia last year in 2024. If you're a regular viewer of the channel and subscriber, thank you. What do you think of my new point of view video camera solution? I think that it helps provide you a different view of cars that I review and test, as well as when I'm driving my own car. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm hoping it lets you see how the car reacts in different driving situations and what the screens show. Thanks to regular monthly contributors to my Buy Me a Coffee page and YouTube channel members that are starting to join, I've been able to purchase a wireless audio solution as well. So I'll be able to do these point of view videos and talk over commentary without having lots of noise interrupting the footage. That should be awesome. Keep an eye out for it soon. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. It really helps me make more videos like this for you. And have a look at the suggested videos up above. I'm pretty sure you'll like those as well. Thanks, and see you later.